Hi guys, how are y'all? So hi, this is Kim with Salvaged Living blog, where I do easy DIY home decor for a life and a home redeemed. So you can find this project on the blog. If you want to, you can search necktie. It's a great project with thrifted finds, and I've had a lot of comments and different ideas on how people would make this project over. And you guys can share your ideas today, but what I'm gonna share is how I have done this in the past. Let's get started on the project though. So anybody who likes to thrift shop or garage sale or anything like that, like I do, I love to get a good deal. I get thrift store ties all the time. They're $1 a piece, and I love to get the ones with really loud, ugly fabric. I don't know why. I'm just drawn to them. I guess I feel sorry for them because they're sitting in the thrift store and you know nobody's gonna buy them because they're ugly. So I started thinking a long time ago about what I could do with those, you know, that would save them. And I've done a couple projects on the blog, so if you search necktie, you'll see some other projects. So I'm going to show you what you can do is buy maybe 2 or 3 and look for the same color family when you're buying ties from the thrift store. So here's just a couple that I grabbed. Like this one's not really old, but these two are old. And you can either, you know, go with a more vintage blue or a brighter blue. I'm actually going to do the vintage blue today. So first thing I'm going to do is take this, what I'm going to do, okay. So you can get more than one necklace out of a tie. If you wanted to make this like for a friend or a gift, and I've had people say that they would like to make this maybe with their grandfather's ties or their dad's ties, you know, someone maybe who's passed away, or just as a special gift or something just to remember somebody by. So that's another idea if you don't want to do the thrift store thing, or maybe your husband doesn't wear ties anymore and he has a bunch in his closet and he'll let you snag them, you know, whatever. So I'm going to just deconstruct this tie. That is what you're going to want to do first. And if you can see, I'm just snipping the threads down the back. And they kind of just go pretty easy. You know, try not to cut your material. You can do this, guys, with any material you want to. I just love the necktie material. Usually it's like a silk. It has, like I said, those loud patterns that are good in a small, you know, you can just see a little bit of the fabric and it's still cute. You know, if you have to go shop for your own fabric, sometimes getting the right scale of print is hard to do for a project like this. And neckties are just already done for you. I mean, even like I've done some for fall that are those really ugly, gaudy 50s, 60s. Hey Lisa, hey Shannon, hey Marla. Y'all say hi when you jump on. But anyway, I get the really gaudy, ugly polyester fabrics, and I love them because just in a little sliver, they look so good. So as you can see, I'm not going to do the whole tie, but you're going to want to deconstruct the whole entire tie, okay? And it's going to have a little piece of fabric inside. My tassels that I've done before, I typically make them about 7 or 8 inches long. And you can make these however long you want to. I had somebody ask about earrings. If you wanted to just do, you can make little bitty tassel earrings. You know, just do maybe like 2 inches. That would be precious. So I'm gonna do a 7-inch tassel, which means I'm going to cut 14 inches of my tie. Does that make sense? So what I do is I start measuring, like when you start widening this wide point right here. So I'm going to start measuring from the wide point. Okay, let's see. There's 12, 13, 14. So right here is my 14 inch. It's 14 from where it's wide up to here. And I'm just going to cut the tie off right there. I'm going to cut it off down here too, just to make it easy. Okay. So we'll have to see what's on the inside. I feel like the inside's like Easter egg, you know, like you get a little special something on the inside. And a lot of times what I do is I take the material from the inside of these ties and I use it in my tassel. So this is kind of a thick, I don't know, cottony material. I probably wouldn't use this because it's really thick, but sometimes you luck out and you get a really thin, ooh, we're gonna get it maybe in the other one? Like a silk layer, and that's really nice to add to your tie. So this is gonna take a second, but not too terribly long, so y'all stick with me because you're gonna love how this is in the end. And I'm gonna show you some other ones that I've made so you can see some cute color combos that you can do with this project. So I'm cutting the lining. A lot of ties have lining just right there at the end, I guess so that it looks pretty or whatever, but we're gonna just cut that off. And you don't have to de-stitch that because we probably are not going to use the very edges, so it can be rough like that. Okay, so I'm going to stick this next to me, and then I'm going to do my other tie. All right, so this time I'm going to use the thin side. Okay, this is just to show you all the ways you can use the entire tie, because you can really use a lot of it. So do the same thing, just deconstruct it. Another thing you can do with this, once you make the tassel, that I'm going to show you how to do in a second, is you don't have to do it on a necklace. Like, it's really cute to hang maybe on a purse or a bag, you know, something like that. Just a little touch to a summer beach bag or something like that would be really cute. If you want to decorate, you could hang them from like a light switch. You could hang them all over your house, wherever you want to put a little tassel. Okay, so we're going to measure this 14 inches as well. Remember, we're making a 7-inch tassel. You are welcome to make yours longer or shorter, whatever floats your boat. This is just what I do. I usually do like a 7 to 8-inch tassel. So whatever you're going to make, double it. You know, if you want a 2-inch tassel for an earring, you're going to cut a 4-inch piece of material. This is actually still that thick material, but you know what? I'm going to use it on this one. Oh wait, there's 2 layers maybe. Yep. Okay, so this has like 2 layers. I'm gonna use this thin layer that comes from the inside of the tie. So it's like free material. And I'm gonna add it to my tassel as well. So I'm not measuring this like super exact, and you'll see why when we're done. Okay. Now, this is the trick that makes this a lot easier, you guys, is you're gonna wanna have an iron. So I have this little ironing pad right here and an iron, and I'm just gonna iron these real quick to get some of it's not gonna get the wrinkles all the way out, but it's gonna make it a lot easier to cut because it's gonna help your fabric lay flat, and that just makes life easier. So I would love to hear your ideas on this. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways to do these. I think these are great. Like Mother's Day is coming up. Maybe, you know, if you want to make one for your mom out of your dad's ties, that would be sweet. Or maybe, you know, unfortunately, if you've had a recent loss in the family, you could do something with, you know, family ties. I think that's great. Or just go buy some thrift store ones and make your mom a tassel, because everybody loves jewelry, right? Okay, so we're just gonna, like I said, cut this inside out of the fabric. So my mom is a sewer. She sews, I do not sew, but she lives and dies by her Rowenta. And so every time she gets a new one, I get her old one. So I get all the hand-me-down irons because they're kind of expensive, but they are amazing. If y'all don't have a Rowenta iron, you seriously want one. Okay, so now I have my stuff ironed, and I have these little swaths of fabric. And what I'm gonna do is cut them square. Like, I need to cut the little point off of this one. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is lay this flat, and I'm just gonna cut strips. And I am not super detail oriented on this, okay? But I can measure. I would say like maybe like 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch strips. Cut a clean edge down this first side. Can y'all see? So I'm just cutting strips. I cut a clean edge on this side, and I'm just gonna cut strips. And like I said, I'm not measuring these off. I'm not making sure they're all perfect. I'm just roughing it, and y'all might be more detail oriented than I am, but that is not my gift. So I'm just all about getting stuff done. Okay, so this was done from the skinny part of the tie, and I'm gonna get 4 strips out of it. So you can get, I mean, there's a lot of fabric in these ties, believe it or not, for little projects like this. So I'm gonna cut a clean edge again on this side. And these are actually, one thing I'll tell you, because my mother sews, I was raised to know, you have to have a good pair of scissors. So make sure that your scissors are good, like, you know, cut a good clean edge. So I have 4 little strips, set those aside, and I'm gonna cut out of this piece of fabric. I'm gonna cut it straight. This was the fat part of the tie, so I'm gonna cut it straight across the bottom. And like this tie has stains on it. It's kind of nasty, but you know what? You're not gonna see that whenever you cut it all up. You're not gonna see that. So now this is kind of a triangle piece because of the way it was cut. So I'm just gonna make it more square, and then I'm going to cut strips again. Super easy. There's a lot of different materials and things you could add to these tassels. You probably, if you're gonna mix and match your patterns and your tie fabrics, you could get 2 or 3 out of each tie, if you cut it right. So, and especially if you're gonna make a matching pair of earrings or something like that, you could easily get 2 necklaces and 2 earrings out of each tie. So, if you wanna just have tie fabric, you can. I like to mix other fabrics in, and I totally forgot to grab some, and I'm not even in my craft room, so y'all are just gonna have to deal with the fact that I don't have that today. And I'm always missing at least one thing. It would not be a true craft if I wasn't missing something. So this was the inside of a necktie. I'm gonna cut it in 2 because I just want it to be a little bit of a touch. You could add, one thing I've added to some other ties is tulle. Like just do thin strips of tulle, and it adds kind of some body and texture to your tassel. It's really cute. You can add strips of lace. You can add strips of beads. You can add just plain fabric if you want to add a certain color in. Just get white fabric. A lot of times what I do is I've cut up blue, I've made a whole tassel out of blue jeans and chambray shirts. I've mixed in white bed sheets because I always save white bed sheets that I get at like garage sales and stuff. And I use those just for cheap, easy fabric. If you have a shirt that you wear and you get it stained but you love the fabric, cut it up and make a tassel out of it. You know, you don't have to throw it away. You can use it on something. So next what we're gonna do is we're going to just stack these little strips. So here, and not really in any particular order, but I'm just kind of gonna layer them all on top of each other. So I'm gonna do a little pattern. This has a little, there we go, oh, it just came off. Okay. So I'm doing them all the right side up though, all the same, where the good side's facing all the same way on the fabric, because this tie material does have a good and a bad side. If y'all have any questions, let me know. And this does go, I am going kind of fast because I've done this a number of times. So you might want to save this and just watch it later as you make the tassels at home. Okay, so I have this little lobster clasp. Okay, see what that looks like? This is a 21mm lobster clasp. You can get these in little packages for a couple bucks at the craft store. You can get them in different colors, black, gold, silver, that like oil rubbed bronze kind of look. Just whatever's gonna go best with what your style is. And you don't have to use these. You could put this directly onto a necklace, but I use this so that I can change them out and make it interchangeable. I get my lobster clasp, and then I have some jewelry wire. I don't remember the gauge of the wire. It is somewhat sturdy though, because you don't want it to have too much bend where it's gonna break or it's gonna lose its shape. So I'm just gonna cut a piece of this. So I have these have wire cutters plus their needle nose. You can get jewelry pliers, but I am not really that fancy. So I just have plain old wires. So I just have a little strip of wire. I'm gonna thread it through the little hole at the bottom of the lobster clasp. And then I'm gonna take this and do a rough in the middle kind of jobby. It looks like a mess, but we're gonna fix it later, so don't sweat it, okay guys? I'm just gonna kind of pinch the top together. And then I'm gonna put this where the lobster clasp is on top. And then I'm going to wrap it around the bottom. Okay, so I like to use the pliers just to make it really tight because your fingers can't, I feel like they can't make it as tight. So just twist it a little and then I rewrap it through the tassel just to get a good, or through the lobster claw, I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna go one time back through the lobster claw and bring it back to the downside. Tighten it with your pliers, just pull it tight, and then clasp those together. Okay, and twist it. So this little twisted end is gonna be, you know, on the underside of this tassel material, so you won't see it. Okay, and then clip your edges off short. Okay, so it looks kind of like this. So now you're gonna just kind of want to tweak it, make sure all the material is facing the right way, and if you want something to show more than it is, you know, you're gonna have to kind of finagle it to get where you want it. And then you're going to cut another piece of wire. Doesn't take much. All right, so just another piece. And you're gonna hold your tassel. Like I said, get the fabric where you want it. You're gonna make it kind of look like a little ghost head. I feel like this looks like a little ghost body. Whew, that would be cute at Halloween. You can make one of these little eyes, a little ghost necklace. Anyway, so depending on how big you want this little ball part to be on the top is where you're gonna put your wire. So I'm gonna kind of do not too big, but see kind of right there. So just wrap it around, and then again, take your pliers and then twist it tight, just 1 or 2 times, and then you're gonna wrap the wire. And honestly, if you want to get a bigger piece of wire and wrap it more, you can make that part of the necklace, like kind of part of the decor. This first one really just holds it together though. This first few wraps, and the rest you can do pretty. I think I am gonna do that. I'm gonna cut an extra piece. I should have made my piece longer. So, sorry. Making this up as I go. Not really, I've done this a few times, but okay, so we're gonna just do a little bit more. It's gonna look better when we do this. All right, you guys. So, here we go. And I kind of just clasp this together so that the pokey part's not sticking out. It just kind of hides in there once you flatten it a little bit. So if you look real close, you have like a little, you know, band on there. So then you're gonna give your little tassel a haircut, because I know everybody is stressing out that this is not even. So, just gonna whoop. So, somehow I cut one of the yellows too short, but it's life. It's gonna work. So it's just so cute. So then I'm gonna show y'all. Oh. Okay, so here's one. Ooh, I could wear this one too. This is one I made for with 4th of July kind of colors. It's red, white, and blue. Which honestly, red, white, and blue goes with so much. It would actually go with this with the shirt I have on. So look how cute it is to just jazz up a little plain little shirt. And this necklace is one I got at the thrift store for $1. So that is what you need to do. Just look for a long necklace, find one. This little lobster clasp makes it come off. It had this little thing on it when I bought it. And then I can just pop on my new one and change it up to have a totally different necklace for this outfit. Super cute. Here's my Christmas one, and you can see I added tulle to it, and then I added little bits of white cotton sheet. I have plaid, I've got little, see the Santa Claus necktie? How cute is that? But you can see this one looks like a little more full and fluffy because it has this little black tulle in it, and it just adds a little body and texture to it. This one has some lace. It has the inside of the necktie, just pretty material. So just different materials that you can try. Throw them on a necklace. Look, this is just a wooden bead necklace for Christmas, but I could put this one on there. I mean, you could just change it up. So it's just a really inexpensive way to get a lot of really cute jewelry that you can make at home. You can make it for gifts, great for Mother's Day. So anyway, I hope you guys like that. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye.